What's up, guys? KCS Games back again with a deck profile and a, shaved, sort of. It's kind of grown back now. Kind of fixed most of the difficulties I've been having. Sorry about the delays. I'm going to try and belt out some good deck profiles for you guys. And I have a couple discussions coming up soon. But I want to dive into it right now for Brandon. And he wants a update on the Virtual World list. Now, I don't think it's a strong tier 1 deck, so I am using some budget options, of course. So you won't be seeing Tactics, Droplets, Ice Dragons, Prisons, or anything like that in this list. However, I do think it's a really strong tier 2. But yeah, let's just dive into it. All right, so you got your 3 Lulu, 3 Lao, 3 Lily, 3 Gigi, and just 2 of this. You don't play a third just because you don't want to draw this. You want to send it, you want to bring it back with the effect, that kind of thing. And then you also don't play the other 6. It just isn't as good anymore. It was decent in testing a long time ago, but yeah. So that's it for the monsters. Just your mandatory cards you have to play for this deck. There's that, and then that'll round out these things. We have 3 Desires and an Upstart, and one of these. These are the consistency cards. I didn't like playing any more of these anymore. I just felt like the Upstart would be fine. You're not doing any crazy Dragoon plays or anything like that. Hand traps are wild in this format, and that's part of what I was going to talk to you guys about in the upcoming videos. But yeah, anyway, you just want to play 1. If it gets banished, it gets banished, whatever. Like I said, it's just a consistency card that you don't want to brick on. So you just play the 1, and then you're going to play the 1 utility. And then back row is really relevant too. This card is a blowout if you have it going second, obviously. So I really like it. I'm dabbling with Twin Twisters in the main, but I'll be honest, I'm not seriously dabbling with the deck. It's just random tests here and there when I want to bring it out. You'll notice that when you see the extra deck, it's not even really sleeved. For hand traps, I'm on 2 Ash, 2 Skullmeister, 3 Imperm, and 3 Ghost Bell. So this is going to look a little different. So the reason why I'm doing 2 and 2 is the way the format is, it's kind of split. So for example, Shaddoll Invoke, this kind of does something against, but Ash is better. And, things like that. But Imperm and Ghost Bell is probably the best hand trap of the format going into it. Drytron, it hits Drytron, it hits Tri-Brigade. It hits Eldritch, if that's still a thing, with Amazement maybe. I've barely talked about Amazement on the channel. It's a really decent archetype. Yeah, tons of interruption. And with Imperm starting to become relevant, they can play Imperm and then drop their guy, and then they have more interruption. So it's kind of insane. The big secret's kind of like a multi-faker. But anyway, back to Ghost Bell. This card also protects you from getting interrupted, so that's kind of nice. By DD Crow if Tri-Brigade's on it or something. But yeah, I think I gave enough reasoning. You don't want to play Veiler. Just simply because Called By or anything. It's just Imperm's better, and I didn't feel like Veiler beat any of these other slots at the moment, so I didn't want to go too heavy. There are some decks that you should be on Veiler, like Shaddoll Invoked, Shaddoll Invoked Dogmatica too. You could be on Imperm and Veiler against stuff like Drytron. Drytron has a huge amount of choke points now, But yeah, anyway, that's the 40. You'll notice I did not have these anywhere in the main. They're not in the side deck either. Like I said, it's going to be a budget option. The only one I was going to say, if the hand traps become more relevant against us, so Lancia again, Lancia is hit or miss, right? Because it sort of does things to the Dinosaur combo deck, and it obviously does things against Shaddoll Invoked, well, the Invoke part. And then but it doesn't do anything against Drytron, and it doesn't I don't want to say it doesn't do anything against Tri-Brigade, because it does. It stops the banishing. But most lists are on Zoo, and Tri-Brigade Zoo can kind of play around it. So simple play for them is just Fractal the 4 targets in the grave, have the trap live, normal summon a Zoo, make a Trident. They still have trap plus whatever traps they opened, and Trident to interact with you. So like that Lancia was just a minus, in my opinion. You might as well let them have what they were going to do and then try and break it or play through it. So that's the way I'm approaching the meta at the moment. Droplet's good, but it's also like, well, I'm siding Dark Ruler, so you could easily side these instead if you have these. But that's just the way I'm going with it. But yeah, I didn't want to talk too much on this. I have a whole video I have planned. Should be up after this one, so look forward to that. But yeah, I'm going to talk about hand traps, going second cards, that kind of thing. In my competitive corner with the Ks. Anyway, so probably the 2 strongest cards in your extra deck now are double Shin Shin and double M7. So these cards, you shouldn't max out on them. Like realistically, you're never summoning 3. Also, I cut Zeus from this build mainly because of the budget aspect. If you want to play Zeus, I have a package to show you guys that I can cut. So and then different levels of, like, if you want to go through the rank 3 engine or you want to do the rank 6 engine to go into Zeus, either way, I have ways to show you. So I just wanted to show you this specific build. So to continue on with the Ixies for 6s, I had these. Fan actually comes up a lot this format. So if you stun them and then like with the hand traps, and then on your turn, you can catch like Drytron and you can just banish like two cards for Drytron, and it's like, that's insane. And then Tri-Brigade, same thing. Like, as long as you're getting it out of the graveyard and they're not able to revolt, that's the other thing about Ghost Bell. I think I mentioned that, but yeah, you can stop revolt with it. So it's kind of like how the deck sets itself up for success. It's a control deck, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, and then you play 1 Inner Blathnir, and your other rank 9. I'm not a big fan of this guy. If I was going to play Zeus, I'd cut him. I don't think he's necessary for what the deck's trying to do. And then the last card, I would play Break Sword right now no matter what, because like it helps grind through traps, helps you set up your situations. So like you could, for example, if you open a couple 3s and King Long, you could do King Long, target it, send something, and then normal summon your 3, go into Break Sword against Winda, and then what I'm trying to say here is you use King Long to negate. So whatever you sent with your level 3, you could banish that off of King Long to negate the Winda. So this is just in case you don't know what King Long is. This is King Long. So you can use that to banish, and then you can make this guy, and then like detach, pop the King Long, pop one of their cards, not Winda. Well, you could, but it doesn't necessarily need to be Winda. And then you have your search card in the grave. So anyway, sorry to go on about that. But anyway, for 6s, you're playing the draw 1 when synchroed, and Jui, I don't know how to say his name. It's good. It helps stall out against certain grindy lists, but really your main card is going to be Shin Shin. Even though I'm playing the 9s, I'm not playing Cloud Castle. Imperm and Valor should be everywhere in everyone's list. The last thing you want to do in this deck is give them a live target for it. You want them to Imperm something that's committable, and that's why I normally would play Zeus, but like I said, the budget reasons, I'm not. But and then I'm also playing Croc and Vermilion. Vermilion's really good still. Croc comes up, but not really. It's just to draw another card and make a rank 9. So what would I do to fix this deck? For Zeus, you could do Downard, and I like Nightmare Shark now instead of like the other ones. This guy's okay, but we don't really play into Nib in the control variant. And then you play Downard, and then I don't have the Gaia Charger on me, but you could do Gaia Charger and then Zeus. And then I would just cut like level 9s. The Inner Blather is nice to have, so maybe like that. And then you could take your pick here. I like the double, but you don't need it. And then you definitely don't need this card anymore. And then this one's okay, so maybe. But like, yeah, it's like 3 to 4 cuttable slots for your extra deck. Moving on to the side deck. I have the 3rd copy of these. This is to help when side decking against the matchups where the other cards don't matter or they're not as relevant. Ash usually is just relevant in general, but you know, it could help. Maybe it's not a match, it's a rogue matchup, and this card's not worth playing, or same with Imperm, that kind of thing. So with that being said, I am on 2 Danko Sekka, which I was going to explain here, where side deck wise, I'm not playing Lancia. I don't think it's needed for this deck against Dino, but you could. I don't know. I feel like Skullmeister does it all. Skullmeister, Ash, and Ghostbell does really good things, but you can do it however you want. If you want to play Lancia, cut these 3. That's my opinion for this specific side deck. Like I mentioned earlier, back row is a pain, so this card's really good. I couldn't find a 3rd Twin Twister at this moment, so but yeah, 3 Twin Twister to go with the back row hates, and a red reboot and a Pankratops. All just help going second, break boards. Speaking of that, we're on the Dark Rulers. If you want to play Droplet, you can. I didn't like the dedication to pitching the cards. Also, it fits the budget theme. So, but yeah, this card doesn't have to be in here. If you feel like you can break a board consistently with this deck, feel free. I didn't feel safe enough with just King Long in the main, so I wanted to side deck this for any decks that still make like crazy boards. And then speaking of those crazy decks, there are a ton of decks that still add a bunch. I just don't think it's main deck worthy at the moment. I'm siding it for those matchups, and you just side it in mass so that you can see it. Still really good against Drytron. However, we're starting to learn that Imperm and Valor are huge against Fafnir, however you say it. Yeah, so it can be a huge choke point. And Herald, the Diviner, which actually I pulled one earlier. Sorry, I'm not a pack opening channel really, so I could have, but I probably should have. I opened a collector's rare too. But yeah, anyway, this card, yeah, really good in Drytron. I will have that deck going up shortly as soon as I get my playset and Mu Beta, and I will explain how to play around what I'm talking about right now. But I'm kind of creating my own meta in my head, if that makes sense, because it may not stick. The regular way to play Drytron could be correct still, given the mass amount of people that are like teching against Tri-Brigade instead. So it just depends on how people go. You want to play off of the majority of people, not actually what's correct most of the time, which is so weird to say. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. Brandon, I finally got to it. I apologize for the wait. Hope it was worth it. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much.